In today's video, we unbox these Maxpeeding rod coilovers and show what kind of suspension you can buy for less than $400. Hey everybody, welcome back. Before we get this opened up, I want to talk a little bit about how important suspension is on a performance vehicle. Now, when I am telling people what to do with their race cars, because I get a lot of people that ask me where they should start with their build, this is in the top 3 most of the time is suspension. And if you're doing a lot of track, if you want to build kind of a track car or a drift car, this is absolutely up in the top 3. This was one of the things that I changed in my 330 CI race car. So my race car started out life as a stock 330 CI manual, and with 4 modifications, one of them being free, I was able to beat M3s. So I did a weight reduction, I did wider wheels, wider tires, and suspension. So those 4 things right there will actually allow your 330 to beat an M3. This would be a stock M3. Obviously, if you do those things to an M3, then you're just both leveling up at the same time. So suspension is very important in your build. But how expensive should you be going with your suspension? If you're gonna be doing a drift car or a track car or just a daily driver, does that justify spending $1,500, $2,000 on suspension? If you're gonna be doing air suspension, absolutely, because you can't really get down sub about $1,000, $1,500 with air suspension, be really cheap at that point. But what about static suspension? So we're gonna be unboxing this. I kind of messed up a little bit. I should have had the ECS tuning suspension that we just put on the wagon. I'll have the link to that video up here. I should have had that suspension side by side with this one, so I could show kind of what like a $650 to $700 set of suspension is like compared to something that costs closer to $300. And I will have the links to this suspension down in the description below, along with their website. If you use code Tenza, there are some special offers with your purchases. I wish I would have gotten this a little bit sooner, because then I could have shown them side by side. Where the wagon's on a bit of a time crunch right now, we're basically done with it at this point. There's a few things. But the upside to this is I just worked with and got done adjusting suspension that costs twice as much as this. So let's open this up. We'll talk about what cars this is going on, a couple of our test parameters we're gonna be doing to show off how much different this is. And then I wanna show some of the adjustment capabilities on it. And that way, hopefully I can convey through this video if buying a suspension at this price point is correct for your build. Now, before we show the contents of this box, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel and you hit the like button if you are enjoying today's video. If you like this kind of content, there is much more to come. We're gonna be doing a load of upgrades to the 330 race car this summer. We're gonna also be doing some daily driven upgrades on an F30 320 that we have. Lots of products, and we are gonna be doing a giveaway. We're doing another super clean giveaway. All you have to do to be part of that is follow us at Tenza_Motorsports. We're gonna be picking a winner from the follow list. And that's all you have to do is just follow us on there, and we'll announce the winner, and we'll get in contact with you and make sure that we get that sent out. With all that said, let's get back to the unboxing. So right off the bat, we got a couple stickers here. These will probably be going on the car. Looks like we've got 2 of them. All right, so here is one of the front struts. I'm not sure if this is driver passenger side, but right off the bat, I'm a little surprised. I didn't really know what to expect. I've never had suspension at this price point before that I've worked with. I've seen them, but looks to be well made. It's definitely just as heavy as suspension from other companies. The camber plate here looks like it's made out of nice material. Looks like we got plenty of stud length. These are fully adjustable, so we've got our height adjustment here. This piece will spin, and then you have your spring right here, and then you have your dampening up top and your camber adjustments. So there is one of the front ones. This is a rear strut. Now, these are going to be separate. So you'll have your strut different than your springs. And we'll show what the rear spring looks like here. So here's the rear spring, and the same as the front, it looks like you're gonna have your spring rate adjustment here, and then you're going to have your height adjustment here on the strut, so that's this collar here. And then it doesn't look like we've got any dampening well, I think the dampening might be adjusted here at the top of that. We'll be playing with all of that. Now, I want to introduce the car before we get too far along. It is a car that you've seen on the channel many times. We're going to be putting this on our E36 death car. Now, up front, I know that sounds a little bit weird because the car doesn't weigh as much as just a standard E36 because we've reduced so much weight off the car. But what will be nice about that is that we still have the stock suspension on there. That suspension's been on the car since 1997. The only thing that's been replaced is some top hats in the back because the stock suspension had ripped through and were just jiggling around in the back. But other than that, that car has completely stock suspension. Now, when we did the weight reduction on that car, the suspension did get stiffer because there wasn't so much weight on it and it did handle better, but it's still pretty sloshy. And we're gonna be going on a few drives before and after this suspension here. So we're gonna be showing a bunch of footage of driving and what it feels like, and then we'll be putting these on and doing another test. And that'll be in our next video when we're doing the install on these. And so far, I feel pretty happy about these. These are quality directed and they are factory direct cells, which is where you get the price from. If you have a suspension setup that goes through multiple sets of companies, it's just gonna get more and more expensive, even though they were probably made very similar materials and processes to make the suspension. And that's where this price really comes from for the most part. I'm really excited to get all this done. The testing will be a little bit down the road. I'm fairly busy here in the shop. I've got a bunch of stuff I got to get done, but I wanted to make sure that these were front and center because this is probably what I'm looking forward to the most here in the next couple weeks. So we will be doing the install and the testing very soon. So thanks everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's content, hit the like button. Again, everything that you saw today will be linked in the description below. If you use the code Tenza on their website, there will be discount codes linked to that. So make sure that when you're checking them out, if you do buy something, you use code Tenza. Also make sure to follow us on Instagram for a Super Queen giveaway. We're really excited about that. We're gonna be doing the giveaway by the end of July, so make sure you're following us by then. Everybody here at Tenza Motorsports appreciates your support. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you in the next video.